Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some really cool PS5 Pro news, and it kind of seems like things are actually finally getting fixed in the PS5 sphere. And as well, we're going to probably be doing a pretty fun Halloween stream hanging on out. If you guys are bored up on Twitch, I'll link that down below. It's going to be probably playing Silent Hill F, hanging out and chilling, and just putting on onesies or doing whatever. And of course, as well, just appreciate you all so much for watching. Join the giveaway too as well, that is linked down below. And let's go and dive into some pretty fun news. Hope you guys had a fun Halloween, had some dress up, had some good times. It's been actually really cold here in Chicago, and basically I saw almost 0 people in my area trying to go and find and get anything. Like, I didn't see any trick-or-treaters at all. It made me super sad. So let me know if you guys did anything, or Halloween parties or whatever. So right now we actually have some really cool news when it comes to the PS5 Pro, because the PS5 Pro, as you guys know, there's been a lot of issues sometimes. Number one, when it comes to PSSR, when it comes to the overall console, when it comes to some frame rate issues, optimization issues, and we've been typically seeing companies fix it. You know, they'll do big patches and updates a few months later. But it's kind of led to a lot of people being skeptical on buying day one games through PS5 Pros, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, because then you don't get to ride the hype cycle. And, you know, I mean, it can work for some people and you might save some money, but not for everyone. But right now we actually have two big things to talk about. Basically, the fact that now, after 2 months after launch, the Metal Gear Solid Delta game, which I still want to play, I've been on a little bit of a Twitch break and YouTube break on that itself. If you guys have been looking at my Twitter, I apologize. I'm kind of just talking about like just a lot of really hard things. There's some crazy girl stuff that happened to me, like just bad stuff. But that's been the last like 8 months of why I've been trying to get my life together and trying to make my content better. I don't want to super deep dive into that one. That's more of like a Twitch conversation. But on YouTube, like, just appreciate all you guys are being patient with me. I know there's a lot of things I want to change very soon, and we will. It's gonna be good. So thank you guys. So basically they're saying after this one, a lot of this stuff finally got fixed in the PS5 Pro. 2 months after the worldwide release, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater has fixed the performance issues that had plagued the PlayStation 5 Pro version of the game, sort of. It's spotted by Push Square, the latest patch for the big budget remake of Snake Eater, which brings Fox Hunt multiplayer mode to all players for free, has also done another new update, adding performance and quality mode toggles for the PS5 Pro. And for some odd reason, this feature was not present at the start, and as well as way better. So as we over here, we have like some of the actual patches over here from the PS5 Pro subreddit, and it's kind of cool. Like, look at this. So first and foremost, their new patch with the performance mode, it's a very solid 60 FPS. And on top of this too, then you have the PS5 Pro in the quality mode, surprisingly in the solid 55 FPS. Both look very similar, obviously, and I can move myself off the camera here for a second. Obviously, the Pro quality mode looks a little bit nicer, a little bit better. I can see it like in the rivers and the shadows and some textures and stuff. I'd probably run the Pro quality mode, that's for sure. But like you guys can see, they actually add a bunch of brand new updates to it, which is great. So especially because we've had some similar things with the PSSR having major issues, and over time, such as like, say, like Silent Hill, when that game had major shimmering issues, or all the Star Wars games, or even Call of Duty. All these games eventually did get fixed a few months later. So most PS5 Pro people were rejoiced and happy, because you don't ever want to have a broken game or deal with these audio issues or shimmering issues or graphical frame rate issues or whatever it might be. But that's kind of the nice thing. So according to the users on the PS5 Pro subreddit now, the patch has already gone a long way into making the game more playable. Now, I don't want to mostly talk about like the game, because it's whatever. I heard great things about the game, but it also had a really bad launch. The launch was horrible. There was bugs, issues. A lot of people didn't like it, and it just wasn't a vibe. And people were also blaming Unreal Engine 5. I think collectively we could all agree Unreal Engine 5 has made like a lot of video games basically the same, minimized how cool games could be. And I do actually appreciate companies, you know, like Kojima. Wrong game. Basically like utilizing their own engines at times to go make things better, or PlayStation engines. And sometimes things like Ubisoft engines are, but still, nonetheless, it's not Unreal. But yeah, there's this huge big update and huge big grind up for it, which means that the games are running better. And it can also lead towards more optimization things for prior PS5 Pro games. So people were complaining when the PS5 Pro version first came out, and we may have made a video at the time. I kind of forgot, but so was the PC version of it all. Basically saying like the devs could have probably done a little bit better. They could have done a little bit better. So the debacle led gamers to assert that the title should have ultimately been delayed instead of releasing in the state that it was in. And as a matter of fact, it led gamers to take it upon themselves to try and fix the game, as patches became more and more apparent that things weren't actually even improving. So people had to go and literally put things into their own hands to make the game better. This happened quite a bit if you look at games like Skyrim, or even honestly not as much, but Starfield, Fallout games, all these Bethesda games. Any games that allow modability, there's been time, even Borderlands 4, a very recent game that came out. Because of it all, they had updates. Like everything went well. Like the games got better from the community. Like they had things that minimized optimizations. They made like new characters and features, removed bugs and patches because they just knew how to do it better than the devs. It's crazy, but people are apparently doing this as well for this brand new game. So it looks like everything is trending in the right direction. Obviously 2 months after launch isn't the most ideal situation, but better late than never. And it's fun because a lot of people in like the subreddits themselves were like kind of rejoicing. Like on the pro Reddit itself was basically saying like, hey, here's like how the old games look like. And this, you could look between the two, that's a pretty decently big improvement. I'll put them side by side, 60 FPS, 55 consistent. And the game also even looks, maybe that's just my eyes, even looks shoddier than this. Like I think it looks better. Like this looks like there's more textures, leaves, and details, and like this looks barren for it being the same exact spot. You know, I don't know, maybe it's just a screenshot, maybe it's something, I don't know. But 47 frames per second in comparison with this brand new thing. Another, like, look at all these, look, that's huge. On both ends, it's like an 8 or 7 frame rate. It's like great, that's awesome. And I think it looks better too as well. Like these look better, in my opinion. I don't know. So like, it's cool to see that we're still seeing these developers try to make it work. Like try to update the PS5 Pro, try to make games better, trying to make sure people are getting their money's worth. Because right now it's hard to get your money's worth on these games. Because, well, some games are not even getting PS5 Pro day one. Or even at all. Like we saw a huge influx of games in these past few months. All these like big AAA games from outside companies, not from PlayStation, not having like major PS5 Pro support, which you would imagine would be like that, you know? So even though people are saying it was kind of a big issue at launch, it looks like things are finally getting a little bit nicer and a little bit better. It's awesome. So people are saying this is a huge difference. Although, some people are still calling out the shimmering. This might even be another video. I might do another deep dive into this throughout the week. Make a mental note of it because it is still a problem. But they say every game should allow a toggle to turn PSSR off. And there has still been issues with the Pro and the PSSR, which is crazy. It's been like over a year. Like you think this would have been like a finalized solution. But as you're kind of copy and pasting, say a bunch of, like say on my screen right now, like you're copy pasting a bunch of like say white text. So it's going to probably look splotchy and weird as you go and copy paste it everywhere else with like a different blend in it. And it would kind of distort things on out. Like it's just kind of the way of how the lands work. If it's not optimized well, and it seems like it's more on the shadows and the whites. Those two combined kind of seem like the bigger issue and the bigger deals with it all. But it seems like people now are like, finally, it's time to finally use my PS5 Pro. Finally can make it work. They're wishing that Konami would do this then for other games like Silent Hill. Or people say they will when I finish it tomorrow, which, like I said, we're going to be doing some spoopy games for Silent Hill F up on my Twitch stream. So if you guys are bored and want to say hi, you guys can, as long as there's no issues. So yeah, that's awesome. But at the same exact time, like, people are just wanting still more. I would still want more for the PS5 Pro. But people are like, congrats on waiting. And this is why it's weird because, say, for the baseline PS5, everything works instantly. Say for PC, although they had issues, but, you know, no shimmering, I guess. No PS5 Pro issues, I guess. So yeah. Like there is basically really, it's just good. Like there's actual improvements. Developers are still working on it. Even after 2 months later, we got to give some credit to the DEVS too in the first place too as well. Some people are saying Digital Foundry might be working on some videos. They might, they usually do a good job in this all. But at the same time, we're just seeing people happy that the PS5 Pro is finally doing good. They're saying 60 FPS is very important too as well. Some people are saying you should just maybe wait for Black Friday, which is very soon next month. Like I remember the PS5 restock era back then, that was nuts. It was crazy. And people are also still curious on like the stuttering and everything else too. And thankfully on the PS5 Pro, it does look like the frame rate has improved. That drops are still somewhat present, but thankfully they're not as severe. And they also are saying that a VRR capable display should be able to handle everything with minimal problems. So it does kind of seem like the PS5 Pro is still being focused on, still being worked on, still having some pretty somewhat substantial bugs, which stinks. Like no one wants to deal with bugs issues, especially for such an expensive console that did go up in price. But at the end of the day, I'm still happy to see that there is still support on the console overall. So give me your thoughts and comments on everything down below. I'm so sorry for the videos being kind of weird. A little, I don't know, just thank you guys. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. The giveaway down below, the Twitch down below, and I'll talk to you guys all soon as well.